Welcome to the December 2020 Star Wars Canon Update. In the last month of the year, we got the final episodes of Season 2 of The Mandalorian and 3 new comic issues, so let's dive in. We've already talked about The Mandalorian at length for the past 2 months. It was amazing through and through. The final 3 chapters included the tragedy, the believer, and the rescue. In my opinion, this series is a near perfect balance of fan service and thematic depth. I found every episode I would walk away going, "That was awesome, did you see that thing Boba Fett did?" But I would also have discussions about what these stories actually have to say, what these characters mean. It's a thrill ride with a message, and I think Star Wars works best when those two aspects are balanced. If you want to go back and listen to our reviews and discussions on each individual episode, I'll put a link to the playlist in the cards. But I have a feeling most people have seen the series, so I won't spend too much time talking about it again. So let's get into comics, starting with the main run, Star Wars Issue 9. And it did something that I loved. It took a break from our main heroes. Not the main story, but it gave the spotlight to Kez Dameron and his Pathfinders. They had their own Mission Impossible-style heist on Coruscant strictly because it was too foolish to send the most recognizable rebel heroes into the heart of the Empire. The new characters were quickly developed and likable, and the stakes were high and felt real because there is no plot armor available except for Lando, Lobot, and Dameron. I would love to see the main run continue to do this. Obviously, Luke and Leia are still going to be part of the story moving forward, but letting them share the stage with other characters is a great move in my opinion. Moving on to Darth Vader Issue 8, this one was trippy. I know I liked it, but I couldn't really tell you why. Basically, Vader meets up with the Eye of the Webbish Bog, an oracle-type creature that was cut from The Rise of Skywalker, but it was included in the novelization. Anyway, it basically teases Vader with visions and riddles, and then offers him the Sith Wayfinder to Exegol. And Ochi of Bestoon is still hunting him. I wasn't crazy about The Rise of Skywalker, but I am really enjoying these connections. Exegol was one of my favorite concepts from the film, so I'm excited at the prospect of seeing what's going on there at this point in the timeline. This has always been a strength of Star Wars as a universe. If there's a story you don't like, there's a chance to gain new appreciation for it through the comics and books and other media. I'll have to see how this arc ends, but so far it's working for me. And finally this month we got Bounty Hunters Issue 8. This is one of the best issues of the series so far. It's been hit or miss for me, but I think it's been steadily finding its footing, and I had a lot of fun here. Valance is on the run from Forlom and Zuckuss, but some smaller bounty hunters are trying to make a name for themselves. One of them is a young Tasu Leech from The Force Awakens. I thought that was a very fun encounter. Valance heads off to help the rebels and the very same problems they're having in the main Star Wars comic run, and I love seeing different sides to the same story. But that leads him to conflict with what's left of the Onaka gang, which is also a very fun development. I hope Bounty Hunters keeps this trajectory in future issues. But that was it for December, a light but very eventful month with The Mandalorian. And I think I'm just going to give Story of the Month to The Mandalorian as a whole, which is maybe the most obvious choice I've ever made. But it's hard for me to pick just one episode. All 3 were so great, so let's just call it a 3-way tie. In January, we're getting 2 new books and 6 new comics, but it's also the start of the High Republic era. I've already been lucky enough to read Light of the Jedi and A Test of Courage, and let me just tell you that the wait has been worth it. Light of the Jedi is one of my favorite Star Wars books of all time. I hope you all love it as much as I do. I'm excited to dive into the new High Republic comic series, and the other comics have really been pulling me in lately. We don't have any new Star Wars television to look forward to in January, but if you're into the books and comics, I think you're going to have a very exciting month. But that's it for today. The Canon Update will return on February 1st to cover all those new stories. Until then, please like this video, subscribe to the channel to keep up with new Star Wars stories as they're released, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch, which we have big plans for this year, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.